Hi everyone, Gnev here. We all experienced it. You're chilling in Ironforge when a level 10 approaches you and asks you for gold. I've given out quite a bit of gold to players in this way, but when I first noticed a dude approaching other players once I've already given him the gold, it got me thinking, is this really a strategy of gold farming? It might be douchey, but I wanted to give it a shot. So I made this gnome. First I was thinking of making it a girl, but as a vast majority of Warmane players are male, I decided to make him a little bit more relatable with this little guy. I did however name myself I'm New, to give the players a little bit of a chance not to get fooled. First, I got to level 10, so that what I do doesn't look too obvious. And while I was leveling, I was thinking about the message I'll whisper to people. And this is what I came up with. Hi man, sorry to bother you, but I'm new and I don't have enough gold to level my spells. Can you please borrow me 5 gold? It would save me a lot of time, with a little heart at the end to make it more personal. I decided to go for an hour of begging, so as soon as I got to Ironforge, I knew I was ready. It was time to start. As soon as I started my stopwatch and sent the first whisper out, I immediately felt like such a douchebag. I knew the thing I was doing was immoral and I just felt so shitty, so I decided I'll send them 5 times what they give me after I was done. It only took 50 seconds for this guy to tell me to fuck off and to call me a retard. Good on you, man. Anyway, I kept spamming the gear 80s as I knew they'd have a lot of gold. And after a minute and 40 seconds, this lovely man who I've raided with before gave me 100 gold. I thanked him and I kept going. I want to make it clear that I told no one that I'd be doing this. Everyone who donated gave their gold because they are kind, so thank you. We had this Chad Paladin give us 5 gold only a minute later. One thing I noticed is that when I stay too long in one place, people will remember me and realize what I'm doing, so I decided to take the train to Stormwind and try my luck there. I had to give the people enough time to forget me. The journey did take some time, but it paid off. As soon as I got in the city, this shaman gave me 10 Gs. I kept spamming people, and before you know it, I got 5 more from this warrior, and 10 more from a warlock in my old guild. I just passed the 10-minute mark and I was already at 130 gold. Not too bad. The problem with 7 times experience is that you don't kill nearly enough mobs while leveling to get gold for your spells and mounts. So asking people for starting gold is actually a valid strategy. However, you really need to be careful with douchebags like me, who have lots of professions and who can make their own money but still decide to do this. You can never be truly sure. But to get on track, we got another 100 Gs from this beautiful DK, and soon enough 5 more from a shaman with a nice set. I then felt that I overstayed my welcome and I decided to go back to Ironforge. I even found a dude in the metro, which Belgrade still doesn't have by the way, and I decided to groom him while I wait. My efforts, however, didn't achieve anything, and I kept going on. Once back in Ironforge, I saw this dude on a spectral tiger, which meant I had to ask him for gold. The spectral tiger is the equivalent of a Ferrari in real life, and the man didn't disappoint. He actually gave me 200 gold. When I got to the 20-minute mark, I felt that I asked most of the non-AFK people for gold, so I logged off and I decided to go on tomorrow. I was already sitting at a comfortable 435 gold, so I was quite happy already. Next day I waited for the server to get full again and I continued my experiment. After only 30 seconds, I got 5 Gs and advised that I should get a gathering profession. Give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish and he'll eat for life. So thank you, Tom Cruise, you were very kind. I had no further luck in Ironforge, so I decided to try Stormwind again. While I was waiting for the tram, I did a quest that got me up to respectable level 11, and I kept going. One interesting fact is that when I started playing on Icecrown, I started with 2 of my IRL friends. And when we first got to Ironforge, we spread on 3 sides of the city in order to get gold for spells. That is where I met the GM of my first guild, who together with his friends, who also became my friends in the months to come, gave us shitloads of gold and boosted us to level 80 and through our first ICC. I guess good things can come out of this method as well. But to get back on track, this dude called me out for probably having more gold than him and asked me to borrow him gold to repair. He was probably right, so props to you, my man. You got me. I got another 10 from this threat and then I came to the center of Stormwind. This was when I first realized I have competition. What bothered me about him was that he was wearing heirlooms, which means he has a level 80 for sure. He was also spamming for gold in Say, which told me he didn't have a lot of experience with this line of work. But I could be wrong, maybe he knows something I don't. Then one of the dudes I whispered while I was running sent me 100 gold in the mailbox. Thank you, my man. But then, after only 10 minutes of begging, I felt so incredibly bad about what I was doing that I stopped and decided to go again the next day. This really doesn't work well for your ego. The next day I got 10 Gs from this gentleman after only 3 minutes, and another 5 only a few seconds after that from this DK. As my luck dried up in Stormwind, I decided to try again in Ironforge, and only a few seconds after coming, I got another 10 from this gentleman. Again, I spotted a man on an expensive mount, so I had to give him extra attention. He gave us 15, which was funny because he was the first one with that number, so I thanked him and kept going. Most really geared people spend their time in Ironforge, and that's where a lot of the gold is, but the problem is that there are not too many people there, so I never wanted to spend too much time in the city so people don't realize what I'm doing. That's why I went to Stormwind again and tried my luck there. I got 50 Gs from this warrior and then a miracle happened. A rogue gave me 100 gold. I told him he gives rogues a good name, so he went ahead and gave me 100 more. I guess there are exceptions to every rule. After that I met this cool 19 twink who was kind enough to give me 50 gold. He even went ahead and got the Arena Grandmaster trinket. Very impressive, my man. Anyway, I kept spamming people, and after getting 5 more Gs from this threat, I decided to go back to Ironforge. That's when I had my lovely naked dance with this Rene girl. If only she knew how rich I was. In Ironforge I got 5 more from a Frost DK, and it turned out he was our last donor. So what are the results? After an hour of begging, I made 900 gold, which I have to admit is quite a lot. I didn't expect to get anywhere close to that number. In contrast, I made about 3500 Gs an hour when I was farming Oculus skinning. The problem is just how shitty I felt about myself. I didn't feel like I earned the gold. I knew I only ripped people off for it. I know now that I would never do something like this again. Something that I want to say is that I don't judge the people who beg from a need. For some people, it's the only way they can survive. So to them, I lower my head and truly wish the best. To get back on track, I went back on the footage and sent 5 times what the people gave me. So if you watch this, I want to thank you for being kind. You're the MVPs. Anyway, I hope you learned something from this video. Like it if you liked it, and subscribe if you'd like to see similar ones in the future. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.